Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, start looking left. We are here in the studio today. Oh, there you go. Now I have to wait. I always screw the timing up at the beginning. All right, we're here today. I don't want to say old, but an old friend, somebody I've known for a very, very long time. A huge chapter in my life, made a big difference to me. Howard Jeffrey is here from Georgia, currently, but you were up here for a long, long time.
Yeah, many years.
Where Georgia?
Athens.
Oh,
right outside of Athens. Yeah.
Oh, far out. How long you been down there?
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm here. I've been coming up pretty much every month since I've been down there.
Oh, wow.
To play with. I don't want to call it a tribute band because it's
Sure.
not. It's an ensemble of very talented folks playing the music of Jackson Browne and the Laurel Canyon Sound, and the players are just incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they're called
Running on Empty.
Running on Empty.
Running on Empty
Is the ensemble.
Yes.
How many pieces in your band?
There is, well, let's see. We have Jordan West as one vocalist from Mama Kettle. We have Sheila Fabrizio from the Bernadettes. We have Rob Mack from Bobolero. We have Greg Trebon, the drummer.
Okay.
Who's just
I don't know if I
incredible.
know him. Should I know him?
He's wonderful, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Cool.
Kenny Kosak is the fiddle player. He's kind of famous from David Bromberg band.
Oh, wow.
And he's one of those guys. And he's just recently left the band. We've got somebody else, and I don't want to leave anybody out.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, Andy Gundell.
Yeah.
You know AJ. He's in the band. So it's a situation where there's all these people. Well, and I must mention Jonathan Schneider, who is the guy who funded the thing, put it together, he envisioned it, called me up, never heard this guy ever. I got a Facebook friend request.
Huh.
He called, and I accepted because he looks like a nice guy. So he's got
Sure.
a million mutual friends of mine,
Sure.
including you. And I said, sure. And then he contacts me and tells me about this vision. He said, but you're going to have to play bass. And I said,
Oh, wow.
okay, that's not a problem. I just don't have any pro bass gear. He goes, don't worry, I got you covered. Shows up with a Sadowski bass, gives it to
Wow.
me. I mean, it's just ridiculously
Cool.
incredible, his generosity and the depth of his giving. But as a spiritual mentor for the band, it makes you want to do it.
Oh, wow. So he's like the dude.
It's a cover gig, but it's the only cover gig I think I would do at this point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's really cool.
It's exciting. And the other thing about it from the very beginning was, here's a situation where I can work with people who I've known from afar and respected every one of them. It's like, am I good enough to play with these folks? I mean, that doesn't happen often. You know, it's like usually you're the band leader, you're the most experienced, you're calling all the shots. Mm-hmm. And to have this situation where I could just lay back and be the young guy, which is kind of ridiculous because look at me, I'm not young. And I'm not necessarily the youngest guy in the band, but I mean, feeling like that, like I could be a sponge and I could absorb from these folks. So, and it's been great.
Were you, is it because of the bass, the fact that so for anyone who doesn't know, I would think you're primarily a guitar player.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just your first thing.
I remind them of that all the time.
So, but bass.
I forgot. I must mention Sean Persinger is the guitar player.
Okay.
And he's just incredible. I didn't want to leave him out.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Could you have done the guitar? You could have done the guitar gig.
I'm not really interested in like copying David Lindley licks. You know,
I see.
I'd rather groove with a great drummer and play bass and sing some. And that's
When's the last time you played a bass gig before this? Ever?
I know. I did lots of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, when I split up with Lori, you know, Dino.
Oh, that's
Pelletier
right. That's right.
Played guitar.
I remember.
I played bass by necessity, but I was playing bass when I was. I have pictures when I was 15 years old in Philly playing bass in bands.
So when the need arises, you're like, pass it over.
Musical whore, man.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
You're gonna play covers, and you're better be able to do a lot of stuff.
Yep. So you were like, fine, I'll play bass.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Cool.
Fine, I'll play bass.
That's cool. So are you singing?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
everybody sings. You know, there's two front singers, but everybody sings. It's an ensemble of artists.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great
I gotta
about
see it. I gotta one of these times.
You would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Where are you playing?
Playing in Nelson Hall. It's a theater in Cheshire, of all places.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
When? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, wow. When do you go on?
7:30, I think.
Yeah, I'm working until. Wow.
Well,
Someday.
catch us next time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
make sure.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'll let you know.
I'll make it happen because
Yeah.
I want to see that. That's really cool. So did it start as just Jackson Browne and branched out into Laurel Canyon, or the concept?
It's
was
been like
just
that right along.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, with a female singer, we do, Bonnie Raitt, and we do Linda Ronstadt covers.
Do you do Laurel Canyon by Jackie DeShannon? You know that song?
I don't, but we don't. It would be a good one, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that voice.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, it's a cool. I picked that tune up somewhere. I don't know where, but it's a cool tune. So you've been doing that for a while.
6 years.
Wow, it's been that long.
Time flies, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, that's cool. So you get to come back
And see my daughter.
Right.
So it's just win, which is what most of my life is these days.
Hey, that's cool. That's nice to hear.
Well, you know where I've been. So.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
but it's nice to hear
Yeah.
that somebody's winning. That's cool.
You're winning.
Yeah, that's all right. So, I knew you from being here in Connecticut
Yeah.
and you were here for a long time.
I got here in 75.
Okay. And then, so long time. So take us back to the beginning. So before that.
Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Northeast Philly, not in the suburbs. I mean, even Todd Rundgren was from Upper Darby. I was from Northeast Philly.
Yeah, right.
And and all that encompasses. And I mean, I left there when I was 16, but I was still playing.
Oh, wow.
And I still had the opportunity to record at Cameo Parkway Studios.
Oh, wow.
And
I
at
didn't know
Sigma Sound.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it's like, because we had this great singer, and the band had good vocals. And somebody heard the singer and got this guy, Kirk Hamilton, who was one of those cats from the Gamble and Huff sessions, one of those guys, a bass player.
Yeah.
And he brought us down, and
That must have been exciting.
Yeah, they gave us some song from the movie The Swimmer with Burt Reynolds, and we cut some tracks. No, they cut tracks.
Yeah.
First I ever saw those kinds of musicians. I said, I want to do that.
Yeah.
That was life-changing at 15 years old.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, we put little kiddie vocals, and eventually they said, we didn't get very far, but we did a couple sessions, which was exciting.
But you got to check it out.
And then my parents dragged me to Miami, Florida. Oh, poor me! But I cried. I cried like a baby because I was so in love, and I really was.
Oh yeah, you had your life going.
I really did. I was involved in a really adult relationship, and I had the blues. I get the blues. That's when it really started. Was there? Oh, poor me. So moved to Miami, and that music scene is incredibly competitive.
Oh, really?
Especially then. Oh, yeah.
What year would this have been?
This would be seven. I have to think. No, this is 68. I moved there.
Oh, wow.
But I was still in high school.
Sure.
So I was playing, gigs around, like in hotels and stuff, when I was still in high school.
In Miami.
Wow. But just fast forward to the actual, by the time I was like 20, I was playing professionally, 6 nights a week, 5 sets a night in Miami.
Wow.
People like Joe Galdo and the Miami Sound Machine, all those cats, they would be on the same circuit, fighting for the same gigs. And I always tell the story because it's just such an incredible story. I had a gig for almost a year at the 8600 Club in Miami, at 86th and Biscayne, and they had music there until 7:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
And my shift was from 2:30 to 7:30.
Oh, man.
Who do you think was in the audience at 7:30 in the morning? Every Cadillac driving, coons, what are those coon tail things? That whole deal, man. That whole Superfly
Education
was happening.
Miami.
And if Eric Clapton was on the road doing a show, he would be in the audience. Keith Richards, whoever the stars were in Miami playing it, they would end up at that place, and I'd be there. 21, 22 years old, my knees shaking.
Yeah.
Scared to death.
You're playing guitar.
And a trio with a great drummer who taught me everything I know about groove. The kid's name was Mark Bray.
Oh, wow.
And this great B3 player that played key bass.
Yeah.
Like we would try out bass players, and now we're better.
Yeah,
we have a better groove with the cat with the key bass.
That's great.
And it was called Dirty Bird.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
See, remember?
Now it all makes sense.
Back in the day, I'm sure I told you about this band.
Yeah.
You just don't remember because, So that's where I learned everything I know about groove and everything I know about what it takes to survive and everything I know about playing music, really.
Yeah.
And then this guy, this older guy, picked us up, the trio, and took us on a tour of Canada, which this is like '73. You know, and there I was again, 22 years old, scared to death in a foreign country, touring. And
either Canadians, they're not tough. You're from Philly, you can handle Canadians.
I know, but it was cold, man. I was from Miami.
Right.
You know.
Right. Wow.
So then I got a call to come up here and in New Haven.
Wow.
And
you just I think I'll. So how you ended up kind of sinking your roots here, kind of.
Me and the keyboard player came up. We came up and we joined a band with Steve Montano.
Okay.
And the drummer from the Georgia Satellites, Morrow.
Oh yeah.
Morrow, he was in the band, and his brother, the two of them. His brother's a great guitar player, and again, I was surrounded by these great musicians.
And you just said, I'll stay here.
Yeah. Well, I got married.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I had a child. I said I definitely put roots down.
So you met Lori up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is before I was on the scene. So what got you into music, like in the very first place?
It's funny. I was watching the Jeff Pivar thing, and he goes, all of us was the same.
Yeah.
So, when you saw the Beatles.
Yeah.
I was already playing.
Okay.
I mean, my family's musical. My grandfather was, he was a Warner's artist, Warner Brothers. He first chair violin in theaters for the talkies.
Oh, that's great.
And then he was a professor of music at Combs Conservatory in Philly.
That's
and my dad was a protege, but he was, frankly, sorry, Dad, he was too lazy to really do what it takes to have a career.
What did he play?
Piano.
Oh, wow.
Like even right before he died, he would dust it off and sit down. I bought him one of those 88 key Yamahas with the weighted keys, and he could play his ass off.
Oh, really?
No, he could still play.
And your mom?
My mom, no music on that side. Well, my father's side of the family. So,
wow, that's cool.
So I was still playing piano. I could actually read music at one point in my life.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You might be better off. I don't know.
Well, I like my ears.
Yeah.
As long as it's still working.
Yeah, exactly. When did you start singing right away?
Yeah.
Right, that came with the
Sorry
whole thing.
for people. Yeah, I did.
The whole thing.
I was not a natural singer. I had to learn how to sing. Playing came naturally. I mean, you always work at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hard.
Yeah.
But singing was digging deep down.
Right.
Down
You're
deep.
like, I want to do it.
And pay some freaking dues. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
because I wanted it. I knew I had to come with the full package.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So you land in Connecticut.
Yeah.
The promised land of Connecticut.
Yeah.
How'd you meet Lori? She was up here.
H.O. Wilford.
She's from here?
Yeah,
H.O. Wilford's.
Yeah. The scratch band was playing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Christine and Bob Orsi and all that,
Gotcha.
and George Smith. And, we
So
used to hang with
it's
those
the scene.
people. Yeah, but that's where we used to go because we lived in Hamden. So the whole band lived in a house on Alstrom Street, right behind Dixwell Avenue.
Oh, wow.
It was funky, haunted house, crazy.
Oh, really?
Oh, craziness, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a night off. We were playing that night. It was in January. I just quit smoking cigarettes. I was chewing on a freaking straw, and I was nervous wreck, and I was drinking tequila, and there was Lori, and we were married 6 months later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you just started the family. Well,
yeah.
the one kid.
That's
Sarah.
a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm staying right now at her house.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I got you. That's why she's like, when you coming, you're not going to come stumbling in at midnight.
Pretty much, because she's responsible, and I'm coming in from a gig,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was the, so you come up to Connecticut, and what was like the first band? Did you join a band or you formed a band?
Yeah, well, they called me to come up. The band was called Aura. That was that band with Steve Montano and Mara and Marcus and those guys.
Yeah. So you had a gig to do.
Yeah, that's why I came up, because I was looking for a gig. I'd been running around with the keyboard player, literally running around the East Coast looking for work doing original music.
Wow.
And we were young and very immature, but it was the right heart.
Yeah,
was in the right place.
So you always write too. You're a writer.
Well, that's the major theme of where I'm at and how I got here is, and I'm really honest with myself about this, is that and I can say this, and when I say this, my musician friends usually, they don't like it. They don't want to hear it. But for me, my experience, I wasted 20, 30 years in bars playing covers.
Sure.
To pay a mortgage.
Sure.
It's like I thought I could do it. I didn't think I could. I did.
I
did it all.
Yeah,
I had a mortgage. I had a family. And guess what? I play music full time. Look at me.
Well,
So yeah, but when you do all that, and it's a 9 to 5 gig, 9 in the morning to 5 in the morning.
Sure.
You record sessions. You're an engineer. You give lessons. You teach.
Yep.
I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't eat a meal unless I had a steering wheel in front of me. I mean,
Yeah, right.
You're
Sure.
sure you're doing some of that now. You were when I came in.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Not nowhere near.
But it was like that for me, and I got really burned out. As you know.
Yeah.
As you know. But you said about writing, but yeah, I mean, you remember the stuff that you played on, with the Trial Nostril stuff. That stuff was pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty strong. It didn't suck.
No.
I mean, those songs, they're still going to keep coming.
Yeah.
But not like now.
Yeah.
Now it's all I do.
Yeah. Sure. What do you do down in Georgia?
That.
Yeah, you do that.
But Georgia is first of all, it's like living, and I'm not exaggerating. It's like living in a state forest. We own 6 acres.
Yeah.
And there's 100 acres on either side.
Wow.
On a dirt road.
Yeah.
Athens is 7 miles down the road. I have everything down there.
Yeah.
So I step out and I just listen and I look at trees. I stare at trees. I take my pickup truck and I put the tailgate down. I take out my guitar and I play and I write. And
Perfect.
And we own a dog kennel there.
Right.
That pays the mortgage for that place.
So you just do your thing.
Yeah,
And you've always been into dogs.
You know that.
Yeah.
I had 3 Dobermans back in those days.
That's right. I remember there was times. So all right. Well, let's see.
You know the phone we had.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I used to hang around. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to figure it out. So you're playing bands from band to band. I met you. I was a kid. I was probably 15. You were in a band called the Crayons. That's where I met you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there you go. That was a little repose. Is that the right word? A little repose, or a little break from the burnout of covers, because that was a situation where Steve Montana was in that band.
Okay.
They were well funded, much like Running on Empty. Dick Pilchin from Subway.
Oh, okay.
He envisioned that band. He put that band together. He funded it. He hired Jeff Canada to do sound, to release the records, and they couldn't write songs. So Steve and I wrote all the songs.
I see.
And
so like we got to get writers in.
Yeah. So then when Steve left for another opportunity for Michael Bolton, who was Michael Bolton then.
Sure.
Well, actually, it was Michael Bolton then got him a gig with some band in New York, and he said, "See ya," and he took off.
Yeah.
And I was the obvious choice to front the band.
Yeah.
Even though I had been doing cover gigs with Laurie, playing like new wave acoustic covers, like that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Not really writing much, just sing. That was still the learning how to sing, no matter what it takes.
Yeah.
That's what was the focus of those gigs for those years.
Yeah.
It was really, and then I'm in the Crayons, and now my very first gig was in Fort Lauderdale on the road.
Oh wow.
Yeah, at the Button.
So it's like a welcome back. Homecoming gig.
Yes, it was crazy. We had all kinds of wall-to-wall coverage. We were rock stars. We just showed up.
Sure.
And I'd never played one note with these guys.
Whoa.
But it was mostly original band, and there were some good people in that band. Bob Semanchik was in that band.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some good people in it. And the other thing about that band, not that they were great players, because they really weren't, but everybody wrote. And everybody was about writing.
I see.
And we were all, it was focused.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, well, you did. You knew more than you think, because Victor Steffens.
Yeah.
Because what happened was Dick Pilchin was so angry that Steve Montana wasn't in the band anymore.
Sure.
That he said, "Okay, I'm going to send you guys to Florida. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to do for you, and see you." So John Dubuque was booking the band. So we still had gigs because we were very popular.
Sure.
I mean, I joined a popular band.
Yeah.
At a time when in 1980, the New Haven rock scene was,
it
was known pretty much nationally.
Wow.
As being, it's kind of like Athens is now.
I see.
Like Athens, Georgia has been. New Haven was like that.
Yeah, but when I was on the scene, it was kind of over, so
That's
I didn't
right.
know how big it was.
Well, the drinking age, that killed it. That really killed it. But so that was happening. So Paul Lecca stepped in.
Okay.
And signed the band.
I got you.
And Vic was part of that team. So that's when I met you.
That's right. Yeah, at CRS down in Bridgeport.
But that studio was fantastic.
I remember it, but I didn't have anything to compare it to, because that was like the only place I ever was.
They call the cliche, it's in the walls, right?
Yeah.
It's in the walls there.
Well, I remember who was the drummer?
Oh, Ed Peterson.
Put him upstairs in there was like a empty warehouse.
Yeah.
and he was like up there so
Yeah.
that they could room like the whole
Yeah.
elevator shaft.
There were these hallways with brick walls.
Mm-hmm.
There was all those like glockenspiels and harpsichords,
Yeah.
just like a 60s recording
Yeah,
studio.
it's funny. I thought
mean,
they were all like that, so I didn't know any better.
Green Tambourine was written and recorded there. Cats in the Cradle was done
Oh, because
there.
of Paul Ecca.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Paul wrote a lot of those songs, and
Oh, wow.
he wrote Green Tambourine, and he wrote Na Na Hey Hey
That's
Kiss
right.
Him Goodbye. He's still making money, and he's passed. He's
Wow.
left us.
Yeah,
But I loved working there.
that's cool.
I did.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember that. And so, what happened after the crayons? By the time I made my way to you,
Well, you were there, and I just started playing and playing and playing and playing. It's like, you know what? I can like buy a house. So
Right.
'cause, I can play covers, and I had an agent, and Lori and I could sing,
Sure.
and we looked good,
yeah,
and we could just go.
you taught her to play bass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said, "You want to do this?" Yeah, okay. And she obviously had the talent because
Yeah.
no matter what I told her to do, she could do it.
yeah. Right.
And
right.
and you play with her.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
playing.
One of my favorite bass players. Yeah.
BJ Zampa says that
She
too.
plays. I'm the same kind of bass player. I only know what I know, so I'm not going to play a lick and screw it up. It's perfect. And she has got a pocket.
Yeah.
So you just play.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anybody doing anything funny. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
That's the
she
way-
played what I told her, and
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mean that in any kind of
No, I know.
derogatory or demeaning way. It's just
I
the
don't.
truth.
Yeah.
And she sang her ass off.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't. So we did the duo with the drum machine.
Yep.
Bigger gigs, we used you. We
Yep.
used BJ Zampa,
Yep.
Jerry Becker later on. We just had good drummers, and people wanted to play with us
Yeah.
because we had gigs and we could play, and it was fun
Yeah.
until we got really burned out.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really.
So you
burned
left the crayons at a certain point.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah. You
It
just
got. Yeah.
it got too nutty.
It's not that it got nutty.
You just thought this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, to reduce it to its common denominator, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, you can't get much closer. I mean, Lecca had been given a CBS subsidiary. We
Yep.
were attached to it, so
Whoa.
we're CBS recording artists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're out playing in buttfuck Maine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
setting up by the jukebox. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was just bad,
Yeah.
sad.
So then you were like, well, at least if I'm going to do that, I'll do it with my wife and a drum machine.
Yeah, well,
Buy a house.
I quit, and I was living at a $130 a month cold water flat in Meriden,
Okay.
up in the third floor. And I did some thinking, and the next thing you know, I had a brand new drum machine, and I had a little Marshall amp,
An
and
emulator.
then I had a PA. This was before the emulator.
Oh,
I had
really?
one of those rolling things, like on Sexual Healing, one of those.
Oh, an 808.
I had one of those.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had
There's a
one of those.
909 in this building down in the basement. Yeah.
I had one of those, and
Yeah.
so I had that, and I had a PA system. Everything just showed up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, this was magic. This is the law of attraction many
Yeah,
years
yeah,
before there was
yeah.
a law of attraction. Yeah. And it was pretty magical for quite a while.
Yeah,
until
yeah.
we got burnt.
Yeah.
And, and that was not good.
Sure. Sure.
And then and then what happened after that was, was of all people, when I was really down, and you know how down I went.
Yeah, yeah.
There were like 2 or 3 people, and you were one of them, that stuck around.
Why
And
not?
stuck by me. Well, a lot of people didn't. It
Well.
was you, and it was Brett.
Yeah.
And it was Brett D'Agostino, God bless
Yeah,
his soul,
yeah.
and who we loved dearly.
Yeah.
And he just left this earth just one
Yeah.
day.
I mean, he would be sitting right here if we were.
You know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. No, I mean, he would be on this show. He would have been he's on the short list. Yeah.
And he's actually here with us probably.
Oh, yeah.
He shows up in my dreams, and
Yeah.
He
I think
does.
about him
I hear his
all.
voice.
Yeah. All the time. Yeah. Yeah. He's never far away.
And the other one was Doc Cavalier.
Oh, nice.
He reached out to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He reached out to me. He wrote me a letter.
Yeah,
And he
that's
said, I want to help you, and whatever you need.
Wow.
He gave me a job
Yeah.
as a
I
recording
remember that.
engineer,
Yep.
and he gave me his studio. He
Yep.
said, you can record whatever you want.
Wow.
And, that's you were
Yeah.
involved in a lot of those sessions. And
Yep.
there was magic that happened in a lot of those
Yeah.
sessions. That shit kicked ass.
Yeah, I never knew, I didn't know Doc that well, but he was always cool to me. Whenever I was in his zone, he was always cool to me.
Well,
Treated me-
you were in Christine's zone.
yeah, I was, well, yeah.
So it's the same thing. In
I
those
guess
days.
so,
In
yeah.
those days?
Yeah, well, they always treated me like family, always.
You are
know.
family.
Yeah, yeah, oddly. Just through Vic,
Yeah, and through Christine.
Yeah, and through Christine, yeah.
Not
that's-
Vic, because there's not a lot of good cheer between the Cavaliers and Vic.
No, I guess not. But I don't remember. Anyway, I don't remember how it happened.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, but I mean, he might have put me. I don't remember how I got put on to Christine. I was so young. It was you?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
She needed a drummer. I gave her you and Larry Donovan.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Didn't you play? You had your head shaved.
Probably.
Right? Yeah, you did. And you played in New Haven. And I remember because I brought Lawrence Spooner.
Wow.
We came. We hung out with you, and you were playing with Christine. I remember that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I recall meeting her when I was really young, but I don't remember how that happened. Or it might not even have been. Wow, that's funny.
I saw your podcast with her. It was
yeah,
great.
that was a good one.
Well, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
That was a really cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
She's like you. I mean, she knows. She's a real historian.
Yeah.
I'm not on that level that you guys are.
Well, whatever. But yeah, no, that was cool. That was a highlight. So so that's where I came into the picture, which will lead to the whole punchline that I was trying to lead up to with the dogs. So, I was like playing on the weekends. I probably still had some lousy job and just kind of trying to figure it out. And it was the super group. It was the Lobo. There was a
Lobo.
Yeah, so there was a gig in my hometown that was like a jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz Machine. It was
a Sunday.
Dudley's Lounge
in Yalesville. Yeah. And it's so every Sunday.
Steve Clark was the bass player.
Yeah, I got to get him up here. I haven't seen him in forever.
You do have to get him.
I do.
I haven't seen him either.
He's a great guy.
He was actually a student in the recording class I taught.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It took me years later to realize it was the same cat that you played with.
Oh yeah, Lefty.
He's great.
Yeah, and he was always cool to me. It's like, so you're one of those people too. When I realized, because I kind of came through the whole scene very young.
Yeah, you were 15.
Yeah, I was really young, and I realized looking back, I mean, I didn't get treated bad by too many people, but I think back and I go, there was those handful of people that were really cool to a punk kid like me, and you were one of them. And Steve Clark was always cool with me, treated me like a peer, even though I was just this punk kid trying to play jazz. And Christine was always cool with me. I was lucky. I had a lot of people that treated me not like a kid.
John, you led with your talent.
Well, I guess.
No, there's no guess about it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not.
I do.
I'm not. Well, I wasn't aware. Where I just wanted to be part of it. But I mean, some people are like whatever. But then there were other people that were, that were cool. And Steve Clark's one of them. So that gig, eventually, everybody in the area showed up.
Yeah.
And I remember I hadn't seen you in years, and you showed up. Probably with Skip.
Yeah. A Sunday night.
Yeah.
Skip lived with me at the time.
Yeah, right. And it was like, oh man. And then we ended up back at the house in Meriden. The house was the cool place. And we just hang out. Skip lived there.
Boy, did we hang out.
Oh yeah. No, we hung out.
That's what we did.
Yeah, that's all we did. But with the dog thing, which is the long way around, I remember there were times. So you had 3 Dobermans. 3 Dobermans. And maybe you do remember this. I don't know. But I remember there was at least one occasion you were lounging on the couch with 3 dogs draped over you, and you just looked at me and you said, "I'm the safest man in America right now." It's just like I have attack dogs draped all over me. It's like all I have to do is go. Like, it's probably not. But,
no, they'd lick attack you. You know that.
Yeah, they just look at you. Why But yeah, that was cool. Yeah, the house. Skip lived there.
That house was haunted too.
Was it really?
Ask Sarah sometime.
In what way? My house is haunted where we live now.
Sarah, my poor little kid was so tortured by those ghosts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, Sarah has a gift, and she does anyway. And boy, I think she honed it as a child there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, talk to her sometime.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, she'd love to.
That's crazy. Our house where we live now is haunted. Definitely. My wife, she doesn't know because I'm up all night, and I hear it. Every night I hear it. And she's, I don't even care, but I know. It's 100 years old. At least the house.
This is Connecticut, New England. In Georgia, there's different kinds of ghosts down there. It's the same. It's just one of the 13 colonies. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
they're different down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How are they different?
They don't like Yankees too much.
Oh boy.
Remember, it wasn't a civil war. It was a war of northern aggression.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're gonna get you in the next life.
Gonna get you.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So that's what happened. So, but I was probably, I was doing eventually I got that jazz gig. Still playing with T-Bone. I was playing with this other band, like kind of almost every weekend, playing with Pierce Campbell sometimes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, back then I kind of had these gigs that Vic kind of hooked me up with. So I was kind of, but not quite, and still working these lousy day jobs. And then I might have landed the Sunday gig, which almost put me over the brink. And then I met you, and you were like, why don't you play gigs with us? We can get rid of the drum machine. And that was when I quit my job, my last job I ever had. Yeah, exactly. I was
where you are today because of me.
It's true, because I saw it. I go, you mean, well, I mean, I was living at home, so I didn't have the expenses quite yet. But I don't know if you recall, but my big thing was at my age and with my lead foot, it was always the car insurance was the thing. Yeah. I couldn't afford my own insurance. I got kicked off my parents' insurance when I turned 18. And that was, I'll never make enough money to pay my car insurance. It's like, why don't you stop getting tickets? But no, that never occurred to me. But yeah, you started it. I was like, well, these people are cool. They just play gigs and hang around. I was like, I could do that. So I did. I quit whatever the last job I had was and said, I'm going to be a musician. And I don't think I've really had a job since then. No. Just, whatever, an extension of whatever that is.
No, you're doing that 9 to 5 thing. 9 in the morning to 5 in the morning.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah. So that was an inspiration at the time. Yeah. And playing the gigs was really good for me because so I was playing with T-Bone, which was cool. It was like a roots rock kind of thing.
Oh, I know what he was doing, yeah.
And then playing with the jazz band, the fusion thing, I was trying to get that together. But then when I met you, you were like Mr. Rock, which I didn't have a lot of experience with that. So it was exactly what I needed to be doing.
I've been on the road playing rock and roll for years there.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a rock focused band. Yeah,
yeah. And so that was for whatever that's worth in my, as far as my education, that was exactly what I needed.
Highway to Hell, remember?
Yeah.
That record was. You had never heard that.
I know. I never, because it's like. When I
remember the look on your face when I handed it to you, and you listened to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember.
Yep. Yeah. When I was, that was like in my high school. That was like tough kid music, and I wasn't a tough kid, so I didn't know. And then you were like, "Yo, check this out," and I was like,
"You want a great R&B groove? Listen to this shit."
Right. Yeah. That's all there is to it. Yeah. A lot of things like that.
Back behind the beat, driving it the right way. Yeah.
Which is what I needed. I wasn't doing that yet.
You were Stuart Copeland.
Yeah, I was Stuart
Copeland. He was your guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it was time to. That doesn't. As much as I like Stuart Copeland, that doesn't last. Yeah. That will get you the Police gig. That's it. And he's already got that gig. So it's kind of like, why would you? You got So
I still love him though.
What?
I still love him.
Oh yeah, sure. But the behind the beat rock skills, that's what's going to get you gigs.
Bernard Purdy,
all of it. Yeah. All of it. Russ Kunkel. I used to, I had, when HBO first came out, probably 80, 81, there was a Linda Ronstadt special that was all those dudes. It was Danny Cooch and Russ Kunkel and Bob Glaub probably or whatever.
Kenny Edwards.
Yep.
Because he was the guy from the Stone Ponies.
That's right. Him. That's right. And I held up my little tape recorder.
Edgar Gold.
Up to, yep. And I held up my tape recorder to the speaker and listened to that all the time, Russ Kunkel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's the stuff.
And that's the music that was in my heart, no matter what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, a record like Heart Like a Wheel had as big effect on me as any album ever made.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
Right.
You can write songs like this, you can sing like this, you can play this understated and make these beautiful records. And that's still what I'm doing. I'm still where I'm at.
It's still
right
rock,
now.
but it's still rock.
It's still rock. It's what's Americana. Now they call it Americana, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great artists making that music now. It's a joy. People say there's no good music. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good music.
Great songwriters out there.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm always listening for stuff and checking things out. There's still a lot of stuff out there. Yeah. So then we're all at the house, and then we're not at the house, and then Trot. How did you end up in Georgia? Because I was kind of, I didn't know you.
That's a great story because you can relate to it. I mean, I saw your father right before he passed.
Right.
When the Steelers won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
I was with Deb, who I'm married to now.
Yep.
We had just been getting together then. We were at the diner in Wallingford, which is gone.
Yep.
And there's Russ and Sandy.
Yeah.
And they had their Steeler gear on. It was Super Bowl day.
Sure.
And when I heard your dad passed, it was devastating for me too. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, to answer your question,
Sure.
when my dad passed in Fort Lauderdale, my mom had Alzheimer's and she died in 2011.
Oh, wow.
And my dad and I had always had a relationship, but we became exceedingly close.
Okay.
And even though he was in Fort Lauderdale, I was flying every 4 or 5 weeks, kind of like I'm doing now.
I see.
I was going to Fort Lauderdale for about 5 years,
Okay.
see my dad all the time.
Oh, wow.
And spend time with him. And when he passed in 2017, Deb and I, we packed up his apartment and then we took his car, which that's my car, my 2006 Volkswagen Passat, which has 80,000 miles on it.
Yeah, right.
40 of which I put on. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
the thing was brand new. and we took the back roads and we're driving through Georgia and we're going, I've been through the Carolinas, I've been on the 95 corridor.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything as magnificent
I
as
never
this. And the vibe is just amazing. And I just loved it. With all the pain I was in, I was loving it. And while we're doing all that, my wife is on the phone. She's looking at real estate, and she found a broker that sold horse property and dog kennels from North Carolina.
Is she into dogs too?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's in rescue. She's heavily involved in rescue.
Okay. So you guys, you're like, hey,
Yeah, it's my whole life and her too. So we went through all that. We're back in Connecticut, and one thing I forgot to mention was I've doing all those gigs, working 9 to 5, doing all that. During all that time, I got 2 college degrees as well.
Right.
I have a master's degree in English, and yeah, I mean, that has to be mentioned because
right.
that's the teaching thing.
Yeah.
And I still do that online.
Wow.
I got sidetracked. Why did I bring that up? Not because I wanted to.
Well, you were talking about Georgia and how you got there.
Well, yeah. So I'm back in Connecticut and I'm working full time at Goodwin College.
Oh, wow.
As dual role, professor of English and instructional designer, faculty coach, helping people.
Oh, wow.
Faculty teach online and teaching English courses, and doing that for a living.
That's so cool.
And writing songs, And
Yeah.
it was like gigging a little bit. I don't think I was gigging very much. Not that interested.
You
in
had no education when you did all of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I did it on a really high level too.
Wow.
I'm really proud of that.
You should be.
Yeah,
that's all I would have wanted to do with my life.
Well,
I ended up kind of being a musician because it was available and everybody. I just kind of. But when
Me too.
Right. But I would have been an English teacher. That's what I wanted to be. Like when people say, "What do you want to be?" I want to be a librarian or an English teacher.
Well, when I was so down, when I was in 1988, when I was so down, when I'd gone through all that, within a year, I was taking an assessment of myself and, well, what can I do? I mean, what do I love?
Yeah.
Besides music, and there wasn't much.
Yeah.
Music and dogs and my family, of course.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I love to read,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you know. Like, what did we do?
Right.
before,
we hooked up on that level.
when we sat down just now, before we started this, you had a big book, and we were laughing about that.
Yeah.
It's like it never ends.
You were an inspiration to me then, too, because I don't know how my parents were they read enough, but I fell into reading myself. It was a secret. I never told anybody.
Me too.
But like I was totally into it. And when I met you, it was like, oh, I can kind of come out.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
That's
all I did was,
Yeah.
get high, play music, and read books. That's
Yep.
pretty much what I did with my whole life.
Yeah. Well,
Clean the dog pen,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good to me. Are they hiring this life that you have? Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Well, I'm older than you, so, just no end to it. You can go wherever you want.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So that's how, we bought the kennel, and the business had been established for 35 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
we bought an established business, and it was exactly what they told us it was. It was doing the amount of business they said it was doing. And right before the pandemic hit, we were really growing it. It was just getting better and better and better.
Sure.
Pandemic hit, and those PPP loans saved our asses. They really did.
Hey, that's good.
They did, and they were forgiven, which is nice.
That's cool.
So, and now it's thriving beyond our wildest
Wow.
dreams. So not only are we actually, because we were just breaking even,
So
which
she's
is
back
okay
there.
with me.
She's back there doing that.
Yeah, but we have staff, and you
Yeah.
know, nobody has to work that hard.
Yeah.
We work hard like we work hard because we love what we do.
Yeah.
But nobody's like miserable and killing themselves.
Yeah, right.
I walk out my door and I walk 50 yards down the trail,
Wow.
and there's the kennel.
So, explain to me what you. So these are people boarding their dogs. Or?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like a hotel. Yeah,
Wow.
but we always foster a couple of dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, because
That's
my
cool.
wife's on the board of directors for the county rescue. So
Oh wow. Okay.
county shelter, excuse
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
shelter. Yeah.
How many
so,
dogs you have at any given time?
There, well, there's 31 runs, and you could have 2 or 3 in each one.
Wow.
Like this, we've had a wait list for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
It's gonna be jammed crazy.
Wow. Hey, that's cool.
But we have great staff.
Oh, Dave's moving fast. What happened?
Battery ran out.
Oh boy, when? We don't even know.
Here, hold on.
That's all right. Hold on. We're reconfiguring. We don't know when. You might be looking at a still shot of me for the last 20 minutes, but that's all right.
okay.
Yeah, who cares?
You can still hear
Everybody knows what I look like.
still hear our enlightened
Yeah, yeah.
beingness.
Well, that's cool. So
You'd love it.
yeah, I bet you I would.
Yeah, you'd love it.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah. Yeah, I never had another dog. It never came up.
How about Winnie? After Winnie, nothing?
Nothing. No.
That's crazy. You loved your doggy.
I know. I did. We just
Whee!
never. Yeah. Terrible. He was an awful dog.
Yeah, he kind of was.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
he?
terrible. Awful. We're back up.
Hold on.
We don't know. Who cares? I'm gonna ignore that. Doesn't matter. It's all right. Yeah. Now where we live now, they had a dog. There was a fence. We could, but we have the rabbit already. So.
That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no, the rabbit's cool. Yeah, it's a whole different trip. But wow, that's exciting. So you just were like, we're doing this now.
Well, it wasn't quite that simple because we were in Connecticut, and Deb's looked at these places in Ocala,
Oh,
and,
wow.
which is like that's Insurrection City. I'll call it.
Oh,
that.
really?
I'll call it
Okay,
that.
okay,
It's
okay.
like, but that was
I
before
know.
there was that, and
Yeah.
and we're in Ocala, and looking at a place like that, and I'm like, I finally said to her, I said, I'm only going to do this if it's Athens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to stay right where I am. I'm
Yeah,
making
right.
money, and life is really pretty good, and I don't hate my life. I didn't hate working at Copeland College. I didn't hate any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
I didn't hate it. Still playing guitar 3
So-
hours a day like I do now.
It worked out. So it worked out. You held out, and it worked
And
out.
there it was.
And
And
like,
it
there it
was,
is.
and not only that, it was like the woman gave us paper on the property. We didn't even have to get a mortgage. I mean, it was.
Oh wow.
It was like, just here, put down this money, and my wife cashed in her chips because her
Mm-hmm.
retirement for her corporate job that was making her miserable,
Yep.
and she did that.
And now
she,
here we are.
and she put it down, and it's great
That's really cool. So I guess it works out in the end. I guess
so far.
Yeah. That's cool. Will you ever play music down there?
No,
Yeah, because why bother?
I don't want to.
Yeah. I know.
I
what you
like
mean.
going. There's so much great music down there.
Yeah. And you're like, I like being the guy that nobody even knows.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
exactly. Well, I
Yeah.
know a few people. You
Yeah.
know me. I do people who own studios. I know some people.
Yeah.
That's one great guitar player. He actually played this guy Bart Bryan up here. You know Bart.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, Bart. During the pandemic, he called me up and he said, "Hey, let's do something." So I sent him an acoustic guitar and vocal track of a song,
Yep.
and he started building tracks.
Yeah. I
And
bet.
yeah, he got Alex. I can't remember his name with a G. He's Alex Kiosk. I forget his name.
I
last
don't
name.
know. We'll figure
He's
it
a
out.
great player, drummer. He
Yeah.
played drums and Bart played, and he said, let's get that fiddle player from Running on Empty. So I called Kenny. Kenny played on it.
Yeah.
And he said, let's get some dobro. And I knew this guy in Athens. He's actually from New Orleans, but
There
he's
you go.
living in Athens now, and he's a friend of mine. And he played on it. And I mean, I still know people I can call down there
Yeah.
that are great.
Yeah. That's cool. That's kind of awesome.
There's a lot of them down there.
Yeah, I bet. Right. It's a whole different thing.
It's a lovely place.
Is it? I've never been.
Well, picture Northampton, Mass,
Yep.
and put it in Georgia.
Yeah, that
That's-
works. Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
That's exactly what it's like.
Wow. The home of REM, isn't it? Athens.
REM,
Yeah.
Indigo Girls,
Oh, okay.
B-52s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lara Lynn is from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Far out. That's pretty cool.
it is.
That's cool.
it's in the air, you know.
Yeah.
Like my playing.
You
is-
think so?
I know so. I mean,
Yeah.
my playing is totally transformed. I mean, it's funny. You handed me a pick earlier. It's like I don't really use one.
Oh, yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
I don't.
Just doing your thing.
I don't use a pick.
That's
Like,
cool.
Yeah, I totally changed the way I play. Not by any conceivable reason, like I'm going to do this. It just happened organically.
Yeah, yeah.
Being there. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
That's great.
I'm living a real hillbilly life, John. I
That's all
swear
right.
to God, and I love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I love it.
Yeah.
The pandemic hit, and it's like, oh, poor me. I have to be here all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we moved in the middle of it. So I was like, yeah, poor us in our new house.
Yeah, exactly.
Setting everything up.
Hanging out where you'd love to be.
Yeah, and it's, well, whatever, not that it's about that, but that time that we spent getting it together, if we were working full time, it would have been worse. We're just like, all we're going to do for the next year is get this house set up.
It would have been stress
Oh, yeah, yeah.
instead
yeah.
of love.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people were fortunate during the pandemic to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think people did really, I don't know. It's sad. People will find things to complain about because Lord knows I did it for enough years.
Sure.
You know that. I was
Yeah.
a freaking whiner. You
Sure.
know?
Why bother now? It's all good.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I kind of think so. I mean, you know, I'm not one to complain. I mean, I'm one to complain about little things like somebody, you know, cut me off in traffic. But in the big picture, yeah, I mean, we're in a weird spot, but it's not always going to be like this. You know?
Yeah, hopefully it won't get worse. I mean,
No, well.
if you're talking about what I'm thinking you're talking about,
Yeah.
it's
Could be.
very worrisome. And you know what? That whole thing and how we
Yeah.
internally deal with all that is another opportunity for growth. And it's kind of scary if it's like a wave that can swallow you up
Mm-hmm.
and you in anger
Yeah.
and angst and stress
Yeah.
and dare I say hatred.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've let all that go. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have any of that anymore.
Well, good for you.
I'm afraid.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, I am too. Yeah, it's a fine line.
I mean, our
Yeah.
parents, their generation, they're supposedly eradicated fascism. You know?
I know. It's
Here
crazy.
we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, it's weird. All right, let's get off that subject. We'll get close to wrapping it up. You've seen it. Do you know what questions are coming?
Well, tell me.
Yeah, the wacky questions.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, and then I always say they're not that wacky, but at least one of them. I just think this is interesting because everybody's different. As a musician, are you a practicer?
No.
A consistent practicer?
Yes, I am consistent, but I don't practice chops like scales.
Okay.
But it's interesting now because, like I said, I play with my fingers, right? And I play primarily acoustic unless I'm recording.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm recording electric guitar, I just pick it up and play it because I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have wonderful guitars like the old Guilds and the old Gretschens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you plug it, where you go, and you can't miss with
Yeah.
that tone. But, during the course of every day of my life,
Yeah.
I don't miss a day ever. I mean, I play for hours.
Wow.
No matter what I had to do during that day. If I work a full-time day at the kennel, which I do a couple days a week,
Yeah.
I still that night after dinner for 3 hours I'm playing.
That's what people in Georgia do.
Well,
Sit
it
around
is.
after dinner and you
It
do
is.
some picking.
It is. And some of that time is spent like playing pieces that require technique. And
Right.
sometimes I don't really feel like playing that, but I'll play
Right,
it because I need to.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
yeah.
want to lose those chops.
Sure, sure.
So
No,
yeah,
I hear you.
so I am still a practicer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great. Gotta love that. Desert Island album or several.
Oh,
I know. It's
so hard. Electric Ladyland comes to mind
Okay.
always.
Yep.
Oh my God, there's so many of them. It's funny. I can't believe the things are popping in my head.
Oh, boy.
Abbey Road. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure. Sure.
Abbey Road. Oh God, Fresh.
Yeah, sure. Sly Stone, Fresh.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, we spent a lot of time with that one.
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell.
Yeah,
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, they don't suck.
No.
James Brown, Live at the Apollo.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
know the ones.
Yeah. I know. I do.
Yeah.
But
But I listen to new stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What stuff do you like?
The album, what's it called? World from the Ground by Sarah Jarosz won the Grammy for the Best Americana record.
Okay.
It's been on total repeat since I've been here. Since I've left Connecticut,
Oh, wow.
it's just go around and around and around. And that's one. I mean, there's That's as good a record as I've ever heard. Produced by
Oh,
John
cool.
Leventhal.
I'll have to check it out.
Oh,
yeah, I
my
don't know
God.
it. All right.
Well, I don't know
we'll
if
talk
you're
about
into songwriting. You know, she was a protege mandolin player as a young person. She was well known in bluegrass circles.
it. Okay.
So she's
Like
amazing.
an Alison Krauss kind of character, like on fiddle,
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
She's from Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. You know,
Cool.
yeah. I mentioned Laura Lynn earlier. She's another one.
Mhm.
She's actually from Athens, but she's in Nashville now.
Oh wow.
If you watch the TV show True Detective, the girl that was sitting in the bar singing, real darkness. That was Laura Lynn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was produced by T-Bone Burnett.
Sure.
So she's written with her. She's written with Rosetta Cash.
Wow.
Yeah, and her records are phenomenal.
Mm.
Yeah, there's new records that are just great.
Yeah. That's cool. Cool. Well, that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. I'm always trying to find something or going back and discovering old things that I missed. You know.
The band.
Oh yeah, always from day one in my house. You know that story. I got lucky. My parents had those records as promos because I had an uncle who was in the business.
I know that.
So it was like I listened to the band before I knew I was supposed to. You know, so I got lucky.
Levon.
Yeah. Favorite, if you could only eat one type of food ever. Every day.
Vietnamese.
What?
Vietnamese.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
When did that start?
About 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can get that down there?
No, there's only one place, and my wife doesn't like it, so I don't. Here, I eat it every
So you got your
day.
spots up here. You're just like,
Oh,
all right.
there's so many. There's Middletown, Lanchi.
Yeah.
I'll give you know the restaurant, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Chu, the owner, she's wonderful. Yeah. That's the best Vietnamese food I ever ate.
Okay.
That right there.
We used to go to, remember, we used to have our outings. We would go to Mamoon's.
Oh, of course. Well, that's second.
We'd all pile in the van with Roderick. Remember?
He's still around.
Is he?
He almost died.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's still around.
Remember that.
Crazy as ever. He lives on a school bus. He collects those cars, those little Hot Wheel cars. He's got he's a star on Instagram. You know, I'll send you his
believe it.
handle. You can go check him out. You won't believe it.
I believe it.
And he can't play guitar anymore
Oh.
because he got carpal tunnel real bad. He plays accordion.
Oh, that's
He's,
right.
He's manic and crazy, and
That's
he's
so
the
funny.
same on accordion.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
the same guy.
Yeah, he can do anything, whatever. It's gonna come out. However,
Especially him. He's
yeah,
just-
well, that's what I mean. It'll come out on whatever.
He's right outside of Nashville on somebody's land. He's parked. He maintains the land, and he gets to keep his school bus there and live, and that's what he does.
Why not? That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Anything that you want to add?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, I know. Same here. That's the best part about this show, among the many things, is it's just a good excuse to do this because we haven't done this.
I haven't talked to you in a while.
And I learned things about you that I did not know, which is good.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So it is good. That's the fun part. That's the cool part. And it'll exist. This will exist. Well, half of it will. Maybe that camera ran out, but who knows? It
Yeah,
doesn't
my camera didn't break.
matter. Yeah, no, I think yours is good. That's
When
all.
I realized today that this was going to be not just audio, I kind of panicked. It's like, oh my God.
Oh,
you
really?
kidding me?
Well, you don't have to watch it.
I'm
Just don't
old.
watch it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Audio and visual.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on Anchor.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell the one Howard story, and then we have to go. One of the many ones, but the one I will remember. You know.
There's a few. There's a few.
Oh, there's a few.
It's going to be the
Russian lady. Yep. Okay. So here's the scene. Me, Howard, and Lori were playing. It's got to be February. I mean, it is freezing.
The worst load-in the history of the world.
Worst loaded in the history of the world. You ever play the Russian lady? Dave knows. Third floor.
Compared to B3 up there.
So you know.
Third floor fire escape outside.
Metal.
Right. Yeah. To people who don't care, and you're just there killing the clock.
That's one of those gigs I'm talking about.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You're just, why are we doing this? So, and I think,
$100.
yeah, for $100. Yeah.
$100.
Or, now I think about it, I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm rolling in dough, but this is what happened to me too. After a while with those gigs, I thought to myself, I go, if someone told you that there was $100 laying in the street an hour from here, would you even drive up and pick it off the pavement? And I'm like, no.
No.
You know what I mean? So then you just go, why would I pack up my drums, go there, waving my arms around, stomp my feet?
Cut yourself open
Cut
and
yourself.
give your soul.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know no other way, and neither do you.
Right. So there we are at the
Russian lady.
the Russian lady, playing a humiliating gig, all crammed into the truck, all three of us.
86 Toyota pickup.
Yep. and
4-speed.
and no offense, but you never got your pack together. So there was always something that didn't fit. Although, in your defense, maybe we brought my drum, so it might have affected your pack. So let me back that up. But there we are. We're out back in the alley. There's a giant dumpster next to the truck. Me and Lori are standing there like this going, come on, hurry up. Hurry up.
I remember like
hurry up.
yesterday.
And Lori goes, go outside and find out what he's doing because you're just in the back there. And I go back and everything is in the truck except for this amp stand. It's like a fold out.
A tray stand like they use in restaurants.
Yeah. And you're like this trying to fit it in and it won't fit. And you keep trying to close and it won't close. And all of a sudden I watch you just take it, turn to the dumpster, throw it into the dumpster and go, let's go. Funniest thing ever, because I could tell in your mind, you just go, I'll go to Joe's, it's $17, I'll get one tomorrow, goodbye. Like, do the math. I would rather not be here in this alley right now. I'd rather be gone. Yeah, and I'll never forget, you're just like, threw it in the dumpster and was like, let's go.
I had no patience in those days.
I know. That was, for all I know, that might have been it. That might have been the moment. It could have been. It was one of them.
That was one of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We got to go. I'm really glad you came.
Me too.
Yeah, because are really important to me. I mean, it's most especially then. It was a huge chapter in my life, and I'm glad. Unfortunately, you were the first person to encourage me to sing, which was a mistake that many people have paid for over the years.
No, I don't agree.
Oh, no? Oh, well, yeah.
But that's okay.
Hey, whatever you say. And just for that, you get one of these mugs that you keep hearing about. Have you heard about our mugs?
I did hear about them.
There you go.
I get one?
Oh, sure. Oh. Yeah. How about that? I know. He did everything. I didn't do it. Yeah, exactly.
It's huge. It's John Peckman, everybody.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. All right. Howard Jeffrey from Athens, Georgia, playing with the Running on Empty band in Cheshire at a place called
Nelson Hall
in Cheshire.
Theater, yes.
That's tomorrow.
Yes.
So I don't know if hopefully this will help. But yeah.
If you look on Facebook, you'll find the Running on Empty band. You can we have a page and
Running on Empty.
You can buy tickets from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, have fun, and I'm gonna try and catch the next one for sure.
I will let you know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really glad you came.
Me too.
This was awesome.
Me too.
All right, you can have Vietnamese food. No, I mean, sorry. Yeah, Vietnamese, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop because now I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland. Come over the bridge, start looking left, hit that bell. It'll alert you of a new episode. And you can like and subscribe. You can find us anywhere that there are podcasts, all over the world, I guess, right? The galaxy, the universe. And listen after this, Dave. Dave will tell you how you can have your very own podcast here in our lovely studio. Thanks for listening, kids. We'll see ya.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.